Alex Pereira is a UFC fighter who seems unstoppable. He's the fastest fighter to ever become a double champ, doing it in just 7 fights. And along the way, he's maintained a stoic and humble attitude. And though his rise to the top looks effortless, it's far from perfect. He became an alcoholic at an early age, and it almost cost him his fighting career. But he overcame all of that to become one of the scariest fighters alive. So today, we're breaking down 6 lessons from Alex on how to become unstoppable.
Telling me this dude this good.
I was like, this guy's terrifying.
If you're new here, my name is Ben, and this is where I make the videos that I wish existed about great warriors and thinkers, breaking down the non-obvious things that they do to succeed. I'm not an expert, but I study these people nonstop, and I train Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu as well. But enough of that, let's get into the video. Let's start with one of the most important mindsets that Alex has. He's always game. He's one of the most active fighters in the UFC, and he doesn't hesitate to take fights on short notice. In one of my favorite books of all time, A Fighter's Heart, they talk about this idea of gameness. And it refers to a fighter who is always ready to go, who when they get hit, they don't run away, they actually come back stronger. And Alex is game. His catchphrase, Chama, actually translates to let's go. Or for example, watch what he does here after getting kicked in the balls by Jamahal Hill.
Stop. Continue. Please, get out of here.
Or to think about this another way, I heard a story once of a guy who had a friend, and that friend's nickname was Mr. Show Up. Because no matter if you were moving or throwing a party or going on some crazy spontaneous trip, he would always show up. And they said that's the best nickname they could imagine because 50% of life is just showing up. And again, Alex is Mr. Show Up. Sometimes it feels like everyone in the UFC heard that you can make a ton of money if you talk trash and have a big personality like Conor. And so they all started doing that. But for most people, it just seems forced and fake.
Well, you know what? Actually, let me go ahead and find Chael Sonnen for you. I think I got him right about here. And on January 21st, Chael Sonnen is gonna get smashed, as the way I do inside the cage.
Instead, Pereira does the opposite. He's not loud, he doesn't talk trash. In fact, he's usually the quietest man in the room.
That guy's one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in the country, in the world. And most people don't even understand what he's saying.
He barely even speaks English, and yet he's a superstar. People like archetypes that are the opposite of what they'd expect. That's why we all love the tough guy who's got a soft spot.
Ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while that you shouldn't have fucked with? That's me.
Or the nerd who's actually a killer. It's one of the reasons why Zuck became so popular after he started training MMA. So Alex is a star, but he's far quieter than most stars. And the cool part is, applying this in your own life leads to becoming a more well-rounded person. It consists of finding gaps in your character and then developing those. If you're like me and you were never tough as a kid, start training martial arts. If you were always ultra aggressive, try volunteering or working with kids. And you guys know I love examples, so I'm gonna drop a big list of opposites that you could develop. When you rise as fast as Alex did, it'd be easy to let all of the fame and success make you think you're more special than you really are. So it's telling that Alex doesn't let the success get to his head. After winning a fight, he doesn't talk himself up. Instead, watch what he does.
Agradeço todos aí vocês que está sempre na torcida por mim. Muito obrigado mesmo de coração. Chama!
This humility helps him stay true to his values, like helping others. He spends a lot of time meeting with other people and teaching them about MMA. He doesn't have to do that, but he chooses to. He also keeps a sense of humor about him, like letting rappers think that they knocked him out.
What the fuck did you do, bro?
And to provide a little more detail, I want to give some specifics of how Alex does this. 1, he never forgets where he came from. He grew up in the slums of Brazil, and those beginnings help him stay humble. 2, He doesn't sit around for too long and dwell on his past success. He's always moving. He's always got another goal to head towards, with bigger challenges that will require him to grow, like when he moved up a division to light heavyweight. 3, he keeps a good circle of friends around him, like former champ Glory Kickboxing, who help remind him that no matter how famous he is, he's just a man. Alex might be the best example of an archetypal warrior in the UFC right now. From the scream, to the tribal outfit, to the stone-cold killer look in his eyes, Alex is almost a mythical figure.
Well, what he is a real Amazon warrior. Like, that's his gene.
Yeah, you see him, bro. You see him go back to his village.
Yeah.
All painted up and stuff, like a leopard.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, guy's a G, bro. He's a G.
He's the real deal. He's a real deal.
He's a man.
But it doesn't seem fake because he leans into what's authentically him. So this is the flip side of lesson number 2, and you see it play out in the UFC. Conor leans into his loud, brash ways. Volk leans into his humble and goofy nature. Dustin Poirier leans into his kind-hearted side. You have a nature. You know yourself best. You know how you act. You know what you like, what you don't like. Lean into that. That way it's authentic, and you'll have the best chances of succeeding. This video wouldn't be complete without talking about Alex's stoic nature. And our lesson 5 is that Alex practices stoicism. Now, to be fair, I don't know if he actively calls it that, but whether he aims to or not, he totally lives it out. Focusing only on what you can control? Check. Dusting yourself off after a loss and moving on without complaining? Check.
Mas o Adesanya estava ganhando. Eu poderia usar isso, mas essa é a luta. Você está ganhando, mas pô, você pode perder, você pode ser nocauteado. Assim como eu fui, é a mesma coisa que o Adesanya estava ganhando as lutas, eu ganhei no final. Tava ganhando a luta, ele ganhou no final.
Staying true to your values and not getting sucked into petty drama? Check. Not letting emotions control you? Totally. Now, this isn't a video about stoicism. I might make one of those at some point, but to go into it a little bit further, here are 10 important stoic teachings. These are all things that we could do 5% better at, and it would make us less reactive and emotionally distressed, just like Alex. There's another reason people love Alex, and it's pretty simple.
And that guy was going to fight MMA. I'm like, hold on, baby.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be some wild shit. This
Hey, he
is
was
an
3-1.
extraordinary dude.
He is exciting to watch. His left hook is a thing of beauty. Obviously, Alex is good at every aspect of MMA. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be where he is. But he's excellent at one thing, and that elevates him to the next level. There's a lot of areas where you can apply this idea, and I'll give you 2 quotes to help explain. The first is Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." And someone else, I couldn't find a source on this one, said, "Be everything to everybody, and you'll end up nothing to nobody." You can't do everything, but if you focus on one thing, you're much more likely to succeed, and you'll unlock countless more opportunities because of that one thing. So lesson 6 is become well-rounded at many things and excellent at 1 or 2. That's it. Here are the 6 lessons from Alex, and I'll see you next time.